14 Evil Places of Middle-earth. 1. Mordor, the Land of Shadow. Mordor, a name that strikes fear into the hearts of those who hear it, is the embodiment of darkness and malevolence in Middle-earth. This vast and desolate region is encircled by formidable mountain ranges, the Duath to the west and south, and the arid Lithui to the north. These natural fortifications serve not only to keep unwanted visitors out, but also to keep the horrors within from spreading across the land. The land within Mordor is a barren wasteland, devoid of life, save for the twisted, corrupted creatures that serve Sauron. The air is thick with the acrid smell of sulfur and smoke, emanating from the ever-active Mount Doom, or Orodruin, a massive volcano at the heart of Mordor. This fiery mountain is the place where Sauron forged the One Ring, pouring his malice and ambition into the artifact that would bind all other rings of power to his will. The plains of Gorgoroth stretch out from the base of Mount Doom, a blasted landscape of volcanic rock and ash. Here, Sauron's armies are bred and trained, legions of orcs and trolls ready to march at his command. The land itself seems to groan under the weight of the evil that pervades it, with the very ground cracked and broken by the heat and dark magic that saturates it. Barad-dûr, the Dark Tower, is the centerpiece of Mordor's malevolent architecture. This colossal fortress, constructed over many years, serves as Sauron's stronghold and the seat of his power. From its highest pinnacle, the Eye of Sauron, a flaming, all-seeing entity, scans the lands far and wide, searching for any sign of the One Ring and his enemies. Barad-dûr is surrounded by multiple layers of defenses, including deep trenches, high walls, and countless sentries. The land of Nirn, located in the southern part of Mordor, provides a stark contrast to the rest of this desolate region. Though still under Sauron's control, Nirn is fertile enough to produce food for his vast armies. The slaves who toil in the fields of Nirn live under constant threat, forced to work endlessly to support the war machine of Mordor. Despite its relative fertility, Nirn is no less oppressive than the rest of Mordor, as it lies under the same pall of darkness and dread. The Black Gate, or Morannon, serves as the primary entrance to Mordor. This massive iron structure spans the pass between the Duath and arid Lithui, flanked by the Towers of the Teeth. The gate is heavily fortified and nearly impossible to breach, guarded by thousands of Sauron's fiercest warriors. It stands as a grim sentinel, daring any would-be intruders to challenge the might of Mordor. Within this land of shadow, hope seems a distant memory. The very air and soil are tainted by Sauron's influence, and the people and creatures who live here are twisted reflections of his malice. Mordor is not just a physical location, but a manifestation of Sauron's evil, a dark heart that beats with the rhythm of tyranny and destruction. 2. Barad-dûr, the Dark Tower. Barad-dûr, the Dark Tower, stands as the ultimate symbol of Sauron's malevolence and power. Located deep within the heart of Mordor, this massive fortress is a marvel of dark engineering and sorcery. The construction of Barad-dûr began during the Second Age, soon after Sauron forged the One Ring. It took nearly 6 centuries to complete, a testament to its formidable size and complexity. The tower itself is a towering monolith of black stone, seemingly carved from the very essence of night. It rises thousands of feet into the air, its upper reaches disappearing into the perpetual gloom that hangs over Mordor. The base of the tower is surrounded by massive walls and deep trenches, filled with deadly traps and guarded by legions of orcs and trolls. These defenses make Barad-dûr virtually impregnable, a fortress built to withstand any assault. At the pinnacle of Barad-dûr is the Eye of Sauron, a fiery, lidless eye that sees all. This malevolent presence is a manifestation of Sauron's will, constantly searching for the One Ring and keeping watch over his vast dominions. The Eye of Sauron strikes terror into the hearts of those who see it, a burning reminder of Sauron's unending vigilance and desire for control. Inside Barad-dûr, the atmosphere is one of oppressive darkness and dread. The halls and chambers are vast and labyrinthine, designed to confuse and disorient any intruder. The walls are adorned with dark, twisted symbols and runes, and the air is thick with the scent of burning metal and sulfur. It is a place where hope and light are extinguished, replaced by despair and shadow. The throne room of Barad-dûr is a grand cavernous space dominated by a massive throne made of black iron. This is where Sauron sits in judgment, his dark presence filling the room with an almost tangible sense of fear. The throne room is lit by flickering torches and the eerie glow of the eye, casting long, twisted shadows across the floor. Barad-dûr is not only a fortress, but also a hub of activity for Sauron's war machine. The lower levels of the tower are filled with forges and workshops, where weapons and armor are crafted for his armies. The sounds of hammering and the roar of furnaces are a constant background noise, a reminder of the relentless preparation for war. Orcs, trolls, and other dark creatures move through these halls, their eyes gleaming with malevolent intent. Despite its formidable defenses and dark grandeur, Barad-dûr is not without its vulnerabilities. The tower's strength is intrinsically linked to the power of the One Ring. When the ring was destroyed in the fires of Mount Doom, Barad-dûr's foundations were shattered, and the tower collapsed into ruin. This event marked the end of Sauron's reign and the beginning of a new era of hope for Middle-earth. Barad-dûr, in its towering menace, serves as a stark reminder of the corruption and tyranny that Sauron sought to impose on Middle-earth. It is a place where the darkness of Mordor is most concentrated, a fortress of fear and oppression that embodies the very essence of Sauron's evil. 3. Minas Morgul, the City of the Dead. Minas Morgul, once known as Minas Ithil, is a city steeped in sorrow and darkness. Originally built as a shining fortress of Gondor, the Tower of the Moon, it was intended to be a beacon of hope and a guard against the evils that lurked in the east. However, its fate took a dark turn when it was captured by the Nazgûl and transformed into a place of dread and despair. Located in the valley of Imlad Morgul, Minas Morgul is surrounded by jagged peaks and a landscape that seems to have withered under a dark curse. The once lush and verdant valley is now a place of decay, where nothing grows and the very air feels heavy with malevolence. The city itself is shrouded in a cold, eerie glow, a sickly greenish light that emanates from its twisted spires and walls. The architecture of Minas Morgul reflects its corrupted nature. The once beautiful white stone has been blackened and cracked, marred by dark magic and the passage of time. The city is filled with Gothic towers and menacing battlements, each one a testament to the malevolent forces that now call it home. The gates of Minas Morgul are adorned with grotesque statues and carvings, twisted forms that seem to writhe and move in the shadows. The Witch King of Angmar, leader of the Nazgûl, rules Minas Morgul with an iron fist. His presence is a palpable force within the city, a dark aura that chills the blood of any who enter. The Witch King's throne room is a place of unspeakable horror, filled with dark artifacts and relics of his long reign of terror. It is said that his very gaze can strike fear into the hearts of the bravest warriors, a testament to the dark power he wields. Minas Morgul is not just a city. It is a fortress of the dead. The spirits of those who perished in its capture and subsequent battles linger here, trapped between the worlds of the living and the dead. These restless spirits are a constant presence, their mournful wails echoing through the empty streets and darkened halls. The city is also home to the fell beasts of the Nazgûl, winged creatures that serve their dark masters with terrifying loyalty. The river Morgul flows through the valley, a dark and tainted stream that further adds to the city's eerie atmosphere. The waters of Morgul are said to be poisonous, their touch bringing death or madness to those who drink from it. The bridge over this river is the only safe passage into the city, heavily guarded and designed to deter any would-be intruders. Despite its fearsome reputation, Minas Morgul is not impregnable. The city was eventually besieged and captured during the War of the Ring, a testament to the resilience and bravery of those who opposed Sauron's forces. The fall of Minas Morgul marked a significant turning point in the struggle against the darkness that threatened to engulf Middle-earth. Minas Morgul, in its haunting beauty and terrifying presence, stands as a grim reminder of what can happen when a place of light and hope falls into the hands of evil. It is a city where the dead walk and the living fear to tread, a place where the shadows of the past linger and the darkness of the present holds sway. 4. Angmar, the Witch King's realm. Angmar, the realm of the Witch King, is a land of ice and shadow, located in the far north of Middle-earth. This desolate region, with its harsh climate and treacherous terrain, serves as the perfect backdrop for the dark and malevolent forces that once thrived here. Angmar's history is one of conquest and terror, as the Witch King sought to expand his dominion and destroy the northern kingdoms of men. The landscape of Angmar is dominated by the towering peaks of the Misty Mountains and the icy expanses of the northern wastes. The land is cold and unforgiving, with blizzards and storms sweeping across the region with relentless fury. The few who venture into this realm find themselves battling not only the elements, but also the dark creatures that call Angmar home. The capital of Angmar, Carndum, is a fortress city built into the side of a mountain. This dark citadel is a labyrinth of twisted passageways, hidden chambers, and ominous halls. The architecture is brutal and foreboding, with jagged spires and battlements designed to intimidate and repel invaders. The city is filled with the remnants of ancient battles, with broken weapons and the bones of the fallen littering its streets. Carndum is not just a physical fortress, but also a center of dark magic and sorcery. The Witch King, a master of dark arts, conducted his nefarious experiments and rituals within the walls of this city. The very air is thick with the residue of his dark power, and the shadows seem to move and writhe with a life of their own. The Witch King's throne room is a place of utter darkness, where he plotted his campaigns and commanded his legions of orcs, trolls, and other vile creatures. The people of Angmar, those unfortunate enough to fall under the Witch King's rule, lived in a state of constant fear and oppression. The Witch King's enforcers, cruel and ruthless, maintained order through terror and violence. Those who opposed his rule were swiftly and brutally dealt with, their fates serving as grim warnings to others. The land itself seemed to reflect this tyranny, with the very earth twisted and corrupted by the Witch King's influence. The Witch King's goal was to destroy the northern kingdoms of Arnor, which he saw as a threat to his power. He waged a relentless campaign against these kingdoms, using his dark magic and formidable armies to lay waste to their lands and people. His efforts were ultimately successful, leading to the fragmentation and downfall of Arnor. However, his triumph was not without cost, as the forces of good eventually rallied to oppose him. The fall of Angmar came during the Battle of Fornost, where the combined armies of Gondor, Arnor, and the Elves faced the Witch King's forces. The battle was fierce and brutal, with many lives lost on both sides. Ultimately, the Witch King was defeated and driven from his realm, his power broken and his forces scattered. Angmar, bereft of its dark master, fell into ruin and desolation. Today, Angmar stands as a haunted and forsaken land, a place where the echoes of the past still linger. The ruins of Carndum and other fortresses lie in silent testimony to the dark reign of the Witch King. The land remains a place of danger and dread, where the shadows of the past still hold sway, and the spirits of the fallen wander the frozen wastes. 5. Dol Guldur, the Hill of Sorcery. Dol Guldur, known as the Hill of Sorcery, is a dark fortress located in the southern reaches of Mirkwood. This ancient stronghold, shrouded in mystery and fear, was once the hidden abode of Sauron, who was known as the Necromancer during his time there. Dol Guldur's history is one of secrecy and dark magic, a place where the shadows of evil have long held sway. Mirkwood itself is a vast and foreboding forest, filled with twisted trees and thick underbrush that block out the light. The forest is home to many dark creatures, including giant spiders and other malevolent beings. At its heart lies Dol Guldur, a fortress that exudes an aura of dread and malevolence. The very air around Dol Guldur seems thick with dark magic, and the trees and plants nearby are twisted and stunted, as if poisoned by the presence of evil. The fortress of Dol Guldur is a sprawling complex of dark stone and ancient architecture. Its towers and battlements rise menacingly above the treetops, casting long shadows over the surrounding forest. The walls are adorned with dark runes and symbols, remnants of the dark rituals that took place within. The main keep of Dol Guldur is a place of darkness and decay, filled with the remnants of Sauron's dark magic and the echoes of his malevolent presence. Inside Dol Guldur, the atmosphere is one of perpetual twilight, with flickering torches casting eerie light on the dark stone walls. The fortress is a labyrinth of twisting corridors and hidden chambers, designed to confuse and disorient any intruders. The deeper one goes into Dol Guldur, the more oppressive the atmosphere becomes, with the very air seeming to press in on those who venture too far. The throne room of Dol Guldur is a place of dark majesty where the Necromancer once held court. This chamber is dominated by a massive throne of black iron, adorned with dark symbols and surrounded by the implements of dark magic. The very stones of this room seem to hum with a dark energy, a remnant of the power that once resided here. The Necromancer's presence still lingers in this place, a faint but palpable aura of malevolence that chills the blood of any who enter. Dol Guldur served as a base of operations for Sauron's efforts to regain his power after his initial defeat. From here, he spread his influence throughout Mirkwood and beyond, sending out his dark minions to sow fear and chaos. The fortress was also a place of dark experimentation, where Sauron and his minions conducted their nefarious rituals and experiments in an effort to increase their power and influence. Despite its formidable defenses and dark reputation, Dol Guldur was not invulnerable. The White Council, a group of powerful wizards and elves, recognized the threat posed by the Necromancer and launched an assault on the fortress. After a fierce battle, the Necromancer was driven from Dol Guldur, revealing his true identity as Sauron. Though he fled to Mordor, his influence over Mirkwood was broken, and the forest began to slowly recover from his dark presence. Today, Dol Guldur stands as a ruin, a haunting reminder of the dark power that once resided there. The fortress is largely abandoned, its dark halls and chambers empty save for the echoes of the past. However, the aura of dread and malevolence still lingers, and few dare to venture into its depths. Dol Guldur remains a place of darkness and fear, a testament to the enduring legacy of Sauron's malevolence. 6. The Dead Marshes, Graveyard of the Fallen. The Dead Marshes, a vast expanse of waterlogged land filled with eerie mists and ghostly lights, is a place of profound sorrow and danger in Middle-earth. This haunted marshland lies to the northwest of Mordor, a grim reminder of ancient battles and the countless lives lost in the struggle against evil. The Dead Marshes are not just a physical location, but a spectral landscape where the past and present seem to merge in a macabre dance. The origin of the Dead Marshes dates back to the War of the Last Alliance, where the forces of elves and men clashed with Sauron's armies on the plains of Dagorlet. Thousands perished in these battles, their bodies left to decay on the battlefield. Over time, the land became waterlogged, and the marshes expanded, swallowing the graves of the fallen. The spirits of these dead warriors now haunt the marshes, their restless souls forever trapped in this dismal place. The landscape of the Dead Marshes is a treacherous mix of bogs, stagnant pools, and twisted vegetation. The ground is soft and unstable, with hidden pits of mud that can swallow the unwary. The air is thick with mist and the smell of decay, making it difficult to see or breathe. The marshes are dotted with small islands of dry land, but these are few and far between, and often surrounded by dangerous stretches of water and mud. One of the most haunting features of the Dead Marshes is the presence of the dead faces, the ghostly apparitions of those who perished in the ancient battles. These spectral forms can be seen just below the surface of the water, their faces pale and lifeless, their eyes staring blankly upwards. These apparitions are not just a visual illusion, but are said to possess a malevolent presence that can lure the unwary to their doom. The eerie lights, known as corpse candles, flicker above the marshes, adding to the supernatural atmosphere and drawing travelers into the dangerous depths. Navigating the Dead Marshes is a perilous task, even for the most experienced ranger or guide. The ever-changing landscape and the constant threat of sinking into the bog make it a place where only the desperate or the foolish would venture. The marshes are also home to various dark creatures, including wargs and other predators that prey on those who become lost or stranded. The Dead Marshes played a significant role during the War of the Ring, as Frodo Baggins, Samwise Gamgee, and Gollum made their way through this treacherous land on their journey to Mordor. Gollum, who had once served as a guide for Sauron's forces, led the hobbits through the marshes, using his knowledge of the land to avoid the worst dangers. The experience left a lasting impression on Frodo and Sam, who witnessed firsthand the lingering horror and sadness of the Dead Marshes. Despite its grim reputation, the Dead Marshes serve as a powerful reminder of the sacrifices made in the struggle against evil. The spirits that haunt this land are a testament to the bravery and determination of those who fought and died to protect Middle-earth. While the marshes themselves are a place of danger and sorrow, they also hold a certain tragic beauty, a poignant symbol of the enduring legacy of the past. The Dead Marshes, with their eerie lights and spectral apparitions, remain one of the most haunting and evocative locations in Middle-earth. They are a place where the line between the living and the dead is blurred, a somber reminder of the cost of war and the enduring presence of those who gave their lives in the fight against darkness. 7. Cirith Ungol, the Pass of the Spider. Cirith Ungol, the Pass of the Spider, is a place of fear and darkness, located in the treacherous mountains of the Ephel Duath, on the borders of Mordor. This high, narrow pass serves as one of the few entry points into Sauron's realm, and is guarded by a creature of immense terror and ancient evil, Shelob, the monstrous spider. The pass is not only a physical barrier, but also a psychological one, a place where courage is tested and often found wanting. The approach to Cirith Ungol is fraught with peril. The path winds through jagged rocks and steep cliffs, where the very landscape seems hostile and foreboding. The air is thick with the stench of decay, and the shadows seem to move with a life of their own. The entrance to the pass is marked by the Tower of Cirith Ungol, a dark and imposing fortress built by the men of Gondor, but now occupied by orcs loyal to Sauron. This tower serves as both a lookout and a defensive stronghold, its dark halls echoing with the sounds of orcish activity. The pass itself is a narrow, winding path that ascends steeply into the mountains. It is filled with treacherous footing and hidden pitfalls, where one misstep can lead to a deadly fall. The walls of the pass are high and sheer, making it feel like a dark tunnel even in daylight. The overhanging rocks block out the sun, casting the entire pass in perpetual shadow. It is a place where light seems to fear to tread, and the very air is filled with a sense of menace. At the heart of Cirith Ungol lies Shelob's lair, a dark, cavernous tunnel where the monstrous spider dwells. Shelob is an ancient creature, a spawn of the primordial darkness that existed before the world was shaped. Her lair is a place of absolute darkness, filled with the remains of her victims and the sticky webs that ensnare the unwary. The air is thick with the smell of decay, and the ground is littered with bones and rotting carcasses. Shelob herself is a creature of immense size and malevolence. Her body is bloated and grotesque, covered in a thick chitinous armor. Her many eyes gleam with a cold, predatory intelligence, and her fangs drip with venom potent enough to kill with a single bite. Shelob's presence in the pass ensures that few who enter ever leave, as she is a relentless and cunning predator. The Tower of Cirith Ungol, once a bastion of Gondor's defense, now serves as a prison and watchtower for Sauron's forces. The tower is a grim, foreboding place, filled with dark cells and torture chambers where prisoners are kept in conditions of unimaginable suffering. The orcs who man the tower are brutal and merciless, their loyalty to Sauron enforced through fear and cruelty. The tower is also a strategic point, providing a vantage from which to observe any movement in the pass and beyond. Despite its dangers, Cirith Ungol is a place of strategic importance. It is one of the few routes into Mordor that bypasses the heavily fortified Black Gate. For this reason, it has been used by both allies and enemies of Sauron as a means of ingress and escape. The pass was famously traversed by Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee on their quest to destroy the One Ring. Guided by Gollum, they braved the perils of Shelob and the orcs to reach Mordor, an act of incredible bravery and determination. Cirith Ungol, with its dark history and fearsome guardian, stands as a symbol of the challenges faced by those who oppose Sauron. It is a place where the physical and psychological barriers are intertwined, where the darkness of the landscape mirrors the darkness within the hearts of those who must pass through it. The pass is a testament to the endurance and courage required to confront the forces of evil, a place where heroes are tested and legends are forged. 8. The Black Gate, the mouth of Mordor. The Black Gate, known as the Morannon, stands as the primary entrance to the land of Mordor. This formidable and imposing structure is a symbol of Sauron's power and the seemingly insurmountable challenge faced by those who dare to oppose him. The gate is a massive iron and stone fortification designed to be nearly impregnable and to strike fear into the hearts of all who behold it. Located at the northernmost point of the Eifel Duath, the Black Gate spans the narrow pass that separates the arid Lithui from the western mountains of Mordor. It serves as the main point of entry into Sauron's realm and is heavily fortified to prevent any unauthorized access. The gate itself is flanked by two enormous towers, known as the Towers of the Teeth, which rise high above the surrounding landscape and serve as watchtowers and defensive positions. The Black Gate is constructed of thick reinforced iron and is designed to withstand any assault. The massive doors are nearly 20 feet high and are operated by a complex system of gears and pulleys, which are manned by legions of orcs and trolls. The walls of the gate are equally formidable, made of black stone and reinforced with metal plates. The entire structure is a testament to the dark ingenuity and engineering prowess of Sauron's forces. The approach to the Black Gate is a desolate and treacherous landscape. The ground is barren and rocky, with little vegetation and no shelter from the harsh elements. The path leading to the gate is lined with sharp rocks and hidden pitfalls, making it difficult for any army to approach without being detected. The surrounding area is also heavily patrolled by Sauron's forces, with Orcish scouts and word riders constantly on the lookout for any signs of intrusion. The Towers of the Teeth, which flank the gate, are equally imposing. These massive structures are built of the same black stone as the gate and are topped with jagged battlements. The towers are equipped with siege engines and other defensive measures, including catapults and ballistae, which can rain down destruction on any approaching force. The towers also serve as barracks and command centers for the Orcish troops stationed at the gate. Inside the Black Gate, the atmosphere is one of constant activity and vigilance. The orcs and trolls who man the gate are well-trained and disciplined, their loyalty enforced by fear and brutality. The gate is also equipped with a series of hidden traps and defenses, designed to catch any intruders off guard and to ensure that the gate remains secure at all times. The Black Gate is not just a physical barrier, but also a psychological one. It stands as a symbol of Sauron's unyielding power and the futility of resistance. The very sight of the gate is enough to strike fear into the hearts of even the bravest warriors, and the knowledge that it is the only way into Mordor serves to heighten the sense of dread and hopelessness. During the War of the Ring, the Black Gate played a crucial role in the conflict between Sauron's forces and the Free Peoples of Middle-earth. The gate was the site of the final stand of the Army of the West, led by Aragorn, who sought to distract Sauron's attention and give Frodo Baggins and Samwise Gamgee a chance to destroy the One Ring. The battle at the Black Gate was a desperate and heroic effort, with the forces of good standing against overwhelming odds in a bid to ensure the survival of Middle-earth. The Black Gate, with its dark history and imposing presence, stands as one of the most iconic symbols of the struggle between good and evil in Middle-earth. It is a place where the physical and psychological barriers are intertwined, a testament to the power of Sauron and the courage of those who dared to stand against him. The gate is a reminder of the immense challenges faced by the heroes of Middle-earth and the enduring legacy of their bravery and sacrifice. 9. Mount Doom, the Cradle of Evil. Mount Doom, known in the ancient tongue as Orodruin, is one of the most iconic and feared locations in Middle-earth. This fiery volcano, located in the heart of Mordor, is the very source of Sauron's power and the birthplace of the One Ring. Mount Doom's constant eruptions and lava flows make it a place of extreme danger and a potent symbol of the malevolent force that Sauron represents. The silhouette of Mount Doom dominates the landscape of Mordor, its peak perpetually wreathed in smoke and fire. The mountain is an ever-present reminder of the dark power that holds sway over the land. The path leading to Mount Doom is treacherous, with jagged rocks, steep cliffs, and flowing rivers of molten lava. The air is thick with ash and sulfur, making it difficult to breathe and see. The most significant feature of Mount Doom is the Samath Naur, or the Chambers of Fire, located deep within the mountain. This is the very heart of the volcano, where the fires burn hottest and the air is filled with a palpable sense of malevolence. It was here, in the depths of the Samath Naur, that Sauron forged the One Ring, imbuing it with a portion of his own dark spirit and power. The chamber is a place of ancient and terrible magic, a crucible of creation and destruction. The forging of the One Ring in the fires of Mount Doom was an act of unparalleled malevolence. Sauron poured his malice and ambition into the ring, creating a powerful artifact that would enable him to dominate all other rings of power, and through them, the wills of their bearers. The ring's connection to Mount Doom is intrinsic. It can only be unmade by returning it to the very fires in which it was forged. The path to the Samath Naur is known as the Crack of Doom, a narrow, perilous trail that winds through the heart of the volcano. This path is fraught with danger, as the heat and fumes from the lava can overwhelm even the strongest of travelers. The ground is unstable, with sudden eruptions and rock slides making every step a potential death trap. The closer one gets to the heart of Mount Doom, the more intense the heat and the more oppressive the atmosphere. Mount Doom is not only a place of physical danger, but also of psychological torment. The proximity to the One Ring's birthplace exerts a powerful influence on those who carry it, amplifying its malevolent effects. The ring-bearer is subjected to an almost unbearable temptation to claim the ring's power for themselves, as Frodo Baggins discovered during his harrowing journey to destroy it. The mountain's dark influence tests the resolve and sanity of all who approach its fiery depths. The destruction of the One Ring in the fires of Mount Doom marked the end of Sauron's reign and the beginning of a new era for Middle-earth. Frodo's act of courage and sacrifice, aided by Samwise Gamgee and the unexpected intervention of Gollum, brought about the final downfall of the Dark Lord. The eruption of Mount Doom following the ring's destruction was a cataclysmic event, signaling the end of Sauron's power and the beginning of the restoration of the lands lighted by his influence. Mount Doom, with its fiery heart and dark legacy, stands as a testament to the enduring struggle between good and evil in Middle-earth. It is a place of both creation and destruction, where the darkest aspects of Sauron's power were forged and ultimately undone. The mountain's towering presence and fiery eruptions serve as a constant reminder of the price of power and the enduring hope of redemption. 10. Isengard, the Iron Fortress. Isengard, located in the lush valley of Nan Curunir at the southern end of the Misty Mountains, was once a place of wisdom and learning. However, under the control of Saruman the White, it became a fortress of industry and evil, a testament to the corrupting influence of power. Isengard's transformation from a beautiful and serene location into a dark and formidable stronghold is one of the most tragic stories in Middle-earth. The Valley of Nan Curunir, also known as the Vale of Saruman, is a place of natural beauty, surrounded by towering mountains and filled with lush vegetation. At the heart of this valley lies the Fortress of Isengard, an ancient structure built by the men of Gondor to guard the Gap of Rohan. Isengard is dominated by the Tower of Orthanc, a black, four-sided pillar of stone that rises hundreds of feet into the air. The tower is made of an unknown, unbreakable material, and its dark, polished surface reflects the light, giving it an otherworldly appearance. When Saruman, the head of the White Council and one of the Astari sent to Middle-earth to combat Sauron, took residence in Isengard, it was a place of wisdom and learning. Saruman's knowledge of lore and magic was unparalleled, and he used Orthanc as a base from which to study and strategize against the Dark Lord. However, over time, Saruman's desire for power and knowledge led him down a dark path. He became enamored with the machinery of industry and the promise of dominion, leading him to ally himself with Sauron in secret. Under Saruman's influence, Isengard underwent a dramatic transformation. The once lush and green valley was stripped of its natural beauty, its trees cut down to fuel the fires of industry. The river Isen, which flowed through the valley, was diverted to power mills and forges. The land became scarred and polluted, a stark contrast to its former state. The fortress itself was fortified with iron and stone, turning it into an impregnable stronghold. Saruman's industrial might was focused on creating a formidable army. He bred a new race of orcs, known as the Uruk-hai, who were stronger, faster, and more disciplined than their predecessors. These fearsome warriors were equipped with armor and weapons forged in the fires of Isengard's forges. The fortress became a hub of military activity, with legions of Uruk-hai and other dark creatures preparing for war. The once peaceful and serene atmosphere of Isengard was replaced by the constant clamor of machinery and the harsh cries of orcs. The sky above the valley was often filled with black smoke from the forges, and the air was thick with the smell of burning wood and metal. The natural beauty of the land was all but destroyed, replaced by a landscape of industry and desolation. Despite its formidable defenses and military might, Isengard was not invulnerable. The Ents, ancient tree-like beings and guardians of the forest, were stirred to action by Saruman's destruction of the natural world. Led by Treebeard, the Ents launched an assault on Isengard, their immense strength and determination proving too much for Saruman's forces. The Ents breached the walls of Isengard, flooding the valley and destroying the machinery that had blighted the land. The fall of Isengard marked the end of Saruman's power and the beginning of the restoration of the valley. With Saruman's defeat, the land began to heal, and the natural beauty of Nan-Curunir started to return. The Tower of Orthanc, unscathed by the conflict, stood as a silent reminder of both the wisdom and folly that had once resided within its walls. Isengard's story is one of transformation and redemption, a testament to the enduring power of nature and the resilience of those who seek to protect it. The fortress, with its dark history and ultimate downfall, serves as a powerful reminder of the consequences of unchecked ambition and the enduring hope for renewal and restoration in Middle-earth. 11. Minas Tirith, Siege and Shadow. Minas Tirith, the White City, is the capital of Gondor and one of the most iconic locations in Middle-earth. Built upon the slopes of Mount Mindoluin, this magnificent city stands as a beacon of hope and resilience in the face of darkness. However, during the War of the Ring, Minas Tirith was besieged by the forces of Sauron, transforming it into a battlefield and a symbol of the enduring struggle between good and evil. The city of Minas Tirith is renowned for its 7 concentric levels, each tier rising higher than the last, culminating in the citadel at the summit. The city is built of white stone, giving it a radiant and majestic appearance, and is protected by high walls and formidable gates. The Great Gate of Minas Tirith, the main entrance to the city, is an impressive structure of iron and steel, designed to withstand any assault. The highest level of the city houses the citadel, where the throne room of the kings of Gondor is located. The citadel is also home to the White Tree of Gondor, a symbol of the kingdom's enduring spirit and resilience. From the citadel, one can gaze out across the Pelennor Fields and the lands beyond, a vantage point that has both strategic and symbolic significance. The siege of Minas Tirith was one of the most pivotal events of the War of the Ring. As Sauron's armies advanced, the city prepared for an onslaught unlike any it had faced before. The forces of Gondor, led by Steward Denethor II and his sons, Boromir and Faramir, fortified the city's defenses and rallied their troops for the coming battle. The air was thick with tension and anticipation as the shadow of Mordor loomed ever closer. The siege began with a relentless assault by the forces of Sauron, including orcs, trolls, and the fearsome Mumakil, or Oliphants. The skies darkened with the arrival of the Nazgûl, who spread fear and despair among the defenders with their eerie cries and dark presence. The Great Gate of Minas Tirith, despite its strength, was breached by the battering ram Gron, a monstrous device wielded by the forces of Mordor. The battle for Minas Tirith was fierce and brutal, with both sides suffering heavy casualties. The city's defenders, though outnumbered and outmatched, fought with unwavering courage and determination. Key moments of heroism, such as the arrival of Gandalf the White and the brave stand of Pippin Took, a hobbit of the Shire, inspired the defenders to hold their ground against overwhelming odds. One of the most dramatic and pivotal moments of the siege was the arrival of the Riders of Rohan, led by King Theoden. Their timely intervention turned the tide of the battle, as they charged into the fray and broke through the ranks of Sauron's forces. The subsequent arrival of Aragorn leading the army of the dead dealt a final decisive blow to the besieging army, turning the battle in favor of the defenders. The aftermath of the siege saw the city of Minas Tirith in a state of devastation and mourning. Many lives were lost, and the once pristine walls and streets were scarred by the ravages of war. However, the victory at Minas Tirith was also a turning point in the War of the Ring, as it bolstered the morale of the free peoples of Middle-earth and set the stage for the final assault on Mordor. Minas Tirith, in its resilience and enduring spirit, stands as a symbol of hope and defiance in the face of darkness. The siege and subsequent victory highlight the courage and determination of its defenders, as well as the power of unity and solidarity in the struggle against evil. The White City, though scarred by battle, emerged stronger and more determined than ever, a beacon of light in a world shadowed by the threat of Sauron. 12. The Paths of the Dead, Passage of Doom. The Paths of the Dead, a dark and foreboding underground passage beneath the White Mountains, is a place of ancient curses and restless spirits. This haunted passageway, shrouded in mystery and fear, is one of the most ominous locations in Middle-earth. The Paths of the Dead are not just a physical route, but a journey into the heart of fear and the unknown. The entrance to the Paths of the Dead lies in the dark shadowed vale of Dunharrow, a place already steeped in legend and superstition. The path leading to the entrance is lined with ancient standing stones known as the Pukul Men, which add to the eerie atmosphere. These stones are carved in the likeness of ancient grim-faced guardians, their eyes seeming to follow those who dare to approach. The entrance itself is a dark yawning maw in the side of the mountain, an opening that seems to swallow all light and hope. As one ventures into the depths, the air grows cold and heavy, filled with the oppressive silence of the tomb. The walls of the passage are rough and damp, with water seeping through the cracks and the smell of earth and decay hanging in the air. The Paths of the Dead are haunted by the spirits of the Oathbreakers, an army of men who swore allegiance to Isildur during the War of the Last Alliance but failed to honor their oath. Cursed by Isildur to remain in the mortal realm until they fulfilled their promise, these restless spirits have haunted the passageways ever since. Their presence is palpable, a constant reminder of the ancient curse that binds them to this place. The journey through the Paths of the Dead is fraught with peril, both physical and psychological. The passage is a labyrinth of twisting tunnels and hidden chambers where the unwary can easily become lost. The oppressive darkness and the eerie silence weigh heavily on the mind, creating a sense of dread and disorientation. The faint, ghostly whispers of the Oathbreakers can be heard in the shadows, a chilling reminder of the spirits that haunt these halls. One of the most significant moments in the history of the Paths of the Dead is the passage of Aragorn, the rightful heir to the throne of Gondor, during the War of the Ring. Aragorn, accompanied by Legolas, Gimli, and the Grey Company, ventured into the Paths of the Dead to seek the aid of the Oathbreakers. His journey was a test of his courage and determination, as he faced the ancient curse and the restless spirits that guarded the passage. Aragorn's encounter with the King of the Dead, the leader of the Oathbreakers, was a pivotal moment. With the reforged sword Andúril, Aragorn declared his lineage and demanded that the Oathbreakers fulfill their ancient vow. The spirits, bound by their oath and recognizing Aragorn's rightful claim, agreed to follow him and fight against Sauron's forces. This alliance proved crucial in the Battle of Pelennor Fields, where the dead aided Aragorn in a decisive victory over the forces of Mordor. The Paths of the Dead, with its haunted passageways and ancient curse, stands as a testament to the enduring power of oaths and the consequences of broken promises. It is a place where the past and present intersect, and where courage and determination are tested against the shadows of history. The journey through the Paths of the Dead is a harrowing experience, but it also serves as a powerful reminder of the resilience and strength of those who dare to confront their deepest fears. 13. Moria, the Black Pit. Moria, also known as Khazad-dûm, is one of the most ancient and storied locations in Middle-earth. Once a grand and thriving dwarven city, it is now a dark and dangerous labyrinth, filled with the echoes of its glorious past and the shadows of its tragic fall. Moria's vast halls and tunnels are a testament to the engineering prowess of the dwarves, but they are also a haunting reminder of the perils that lie in the depths of the earth. The entrance to Moria is marked by the West Gate, a grand portal adorned with intricate carvings and runes that glow faintly in the moonlight. The gate is inscribed with the riddle, "Speak, friend, and enter," a clever puzzle that once served as both a greeting and a security measure. Beyond the gate lies a dark and foreboding passage, the beginning of a journey into the heart of the mountain. The halls of Moria are vast and awe-inspiring, with towering columns and intricately carved stonework that speak to the grandeur of the city in its prime. The main hall, known as the Hall of Durin, is a cavernous space illuminated by shafts of light from the surface, casting long shadows that dance across the floor. The hall is filled with the remnants of the dwarves' industriousness, from grand statues to abandoned forges and workshops. However, the deeper one ventures into Moria, the more apparent the signs of decay and danger become. The once thriving city is now a labyrinth of dark, twisting tunnels and crumbling structures. The air is thick with dust and the smell of damp stone, and the silence is broken only by the occasional distant rumble, or the drip of water from unseen cracks in the rock. Moria's fall began with the discovery of mithril, a precious and powerful metal that the dwarves mined with great enthusiasm. Their delving, however, awakened a terrible creature from the depths, the Balrog, a demon of shadow and flame. This ancient and malevolent being brought destruction and death to Moria, driving the dwarves from their home and leaving the city to decay in darkness. The presence of the Balrog, known as Durin's Bane, still haunts the deepest levels of Moria. This fearsome creature, with its fiery whip and dark wings, is a manifestation of ancient evil, a reminder of the dangers that lurk in the deep places of the world. The very mention of the Balrog strikes fear into the hearts of those who know its legend, and its presence in Moria serves as a powerful deterrent to any who might seek to reclaim the city. Moria is also inhabited by legions of orcs and other dark creatures who have made the abandoned halls their home. These malevolent beings patrol the tunnels and caverns, ready to attack any intruders. The presence of these creatures adds to the peril of navigating Moria, as travelers must constantly be on guard against ambushes and traps. The journey through Moria is a test of endurance and bravery, as exemplified by the Fellowship of the Ring during their quest to destroy the One Ring. Led by Gandalf the Grey, the Fellowship ventured into Moria as a means of bypassing the mountain ranges that stood in their way. Their journey was fraught with danger, from encounters with orcs and cave trolls to the final dramatic confrontation with the Balrog. Gandalf's battle with the Balrog on the bridge of Khazad-dûm is one of the most memorable and poignant moments in the history of Middle-earth. The ancient wizard's sacrifice, as he fought the Balrog and fell into the abyss, marked a turning point in the quest and underscored the immense dangers that lay within Moria. Gandalf's fall and subsequent resurrection as Gandalf the White symbolize the enduring struggle between light and darkness and the resilience of those who fight against evil. Moria, with its grand halls and dark depths, stands as a testament to the glory and tragedy of the dwarves. It is a place of both wonder and peril, where the echoes of the past still resonate and the shadows of the present loom large. The Black Pit, as it is now known, serves as a powerful reminder of the enduring legacy of Khazad-dûm and the dangers that lie in the hidden depths of the world. Fortatutin, the Barrow-downs, land of wights. The Barrow-downs, a haunting and mysterious region located near the Old Forest, is a land of ancient burial mounds and restless spirits. This desolate and eerie landscape is steeped in legend and fear, a place where the boundaries between the living and the dead blur and the past seems to linger in every shadow. The Barrow-downs are not just a physical location, but a spectral realm where the echoes of ancient battles and forgotten kings still hold sway. The landscape of the Barrow-downs is characterized by rolling hills and grassy knolls, dotted with ancient stone cairns and burial mounds. These barrows are the final resting places of long-dead kings and warriors, their tombs filled with the treasures and relics of their time. The air in the Barrow-downs is heavy with a sense of history and melancholy, and the very ground seems to whisper with the secrets of the past. The Barrow-wights, malevolent spirits that haunt these burial mounds, are the true masters of the Barrow-downs. These wights are the restless souls of those who were buried in the barrows, cursed to remain in their tombs for eternity. They are dark and fearsome beings, their forms shrouded in shadow and their eyes glowing with an eerie light. The Barrow-wights possess a chilling presence, and their very touch can bring death or madness. The Barrow-wights have the ability to control the weather and the environment around their barrows, creating thick mists and cold winds that disorient and confound those who venture too close. These malevolent spirits can also manipulate the minds of their victims, inducing visions and hallucinations that trap the unwary in a state of fear and confusion. The wights are known to lure travelers into their barrows, where they are captured and entombed, doomed to share the fate of the restless dead. One of the most significant encounters with the Barrow-wights in the history of Middle-earth occurred when Frodo Baggins and his companions passed through the Barrow-downs on their journey to Rivendell. The hobbits, having strayed from their path, were ensnared by the wights and trapped in one of the ancient barrows. It was only through Frodo's courage and the intervention of Tom Bombadil, a mysterious and powerful figure, that they were saved from a grim fate. The rescue of the hobbits by Tom Bombadil is a pivotal moment that highlights the ancient and mystical nature of the Barrow-downs. Tom Bombadil, who seems to exist outside the normal boundaries of time and space, possesses a unique power over the land and its spirits. His intervention not only saved the hobbits, but also underscored the enduring mystery and magic of the Barrow-downs. The Barrow-downs, with their ancient mounds and spectral inhabitants, serve as a powerful reminder of the passage of time and the enduring legacy of the past. They are a place where history and legend intertwine, and where the spirits of long-dead kings and warriors still linger. The presence of the Barrow-wights adds an element of danger and fear, making the Barrow-downs a place where the living must tread carefully and respect the ancient powers that dwell there. In the grand tapestry of Middle-earth, the Barrow-downs stand as a testament to the enduring power of history and the mysterious forces that shape the world. They are a place of both beauty and danger, where the past is never truly forgotten and the spirits of the dead still hold sway. The Land of Wights, with its ancient barrows and restless spirits, remains one of the most haunting and evocative locations in the realm of Middle-earth.